Hi.
Tell us about your garden.
Well, I'm just looking at it.
What's this?
Oh, you've got my fennel there. It's growing. It's very bushy looking, but it's really yummy. It's really good.
What's this?
This is my giant rhubarb.
Oh,
It's not
rhubarb.
that giant, but it's flowering, as you can see, and I'm going to let it flower
Okay.
because I don't really use the stalks all that much. I made a great rhubarb barbecue sauce, though, about a couple weeks ago. Really good. So I'll do that again.
Hmm.
I'm not really interested in the sweet stuff. And these are Egyptian jumping onions. I just planted them
Those
to
are
see what they
jumping
would do.
onions.
Yeah,
What's this?
and Leia's playing with them.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what this is, but it's one of the brassicas that keeps reseeding itself in the garden from when my mother put it in the garden. I just don't know which one it is, but the chicory is the one that I can remember. Two lilacs that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with because neither of them are really flowering.
These are lilacs?
Yeah. They're lilacs, so I may cut them down, unfortunately. And the trees behind us are peach trees, which didn't even make blossoms this year. No flowers at all, because of the cold in January. But they're also very diseased, and I knew before before this year was starting, that they're gonna be cut down. I just haven't gotten around to do it yet. But they're going, unfortunately. I'm gonna put in their place, I am gonna put some other trees. I've got some in mind already.
Okay.
So, I guess I can tell you what I think I'm gonna put in there.
What are you gonna put in there?
I think I'm gonna put in a white mulberry and a pawpaw tree. And I'm not sure if I'll do a third one. Right now, that's all I can think of that I want to put in there. But if I do anything, it would be something like a chestnut. If I can get a chestnut in here. So we'll see. In 20 years, we'll see if that's what I have going on. And these are geraniums that I transplanted from the front of the yard because they were overgrown there. And they look great here, so I'm going to be spreading them around when I get a chance to. And I've got irises there, same thing. I had to move them from where they were because I was doing some work over there. So I've got lots of beautiful irises here. They're very happy here, but this is temporary. They're here for this season, but I'll probably move them in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what?
Same thing with the bleeding heart. You can see I just moved a lot of plants into my garden because I was changing things near the house. So got my bleeding hearts here, and they did really well. And on the ground, this beautiful mat on the ground, that's a lemon thyme. That's a spreading ground cover, and it's doing really well. So I've been thinking about what I'm going to do with it because I want to continue using it in the garden, but it's also going to be part of my ground cover, probably in the front yard, because I plan to remove all the grass from the front and make it all ground cover. So that'll be part of it. I have to design that because I don't want to just use one ground cover. I want to make it something interesting. There's several different types of ground cover. This is parsley. This was not from seed. I had to buy the parsley because my seed parsley just isn't growing. What I did is I collected all the seeds last year, and then I threw them out by accident.
Oh, no.
So I had to buy the parsley, and I do have some growing from my own seed in a pot that's on my patio, and that's tiny right now, so it takes a long time to grow. So here's my parsley, and I'm going to buy basil this weekend because I don't need basil yet. It takes its time. It does grow in hot weather. This is not the hottest of springs, and it's not going to be a hot summer from what I understand. It'll be a good summer. We'll get our temperatures in the 80s, but it's doubtful that they'll go into the 90s this summer. But yeah, it starts like this with these little leaves, and then the branches grow up. So these branches were little leaves last year. Then they grow up and keep producing leaves in the branches. And this is rosemary. I got lavender. I think, I forget what this is called. It's really good though. It's a beautiful flavor. It's just an experiment for me. It's not something I ever knew about growing up. It's a really good flavor, but it's different from anything else. I don't know what it's called. I forget. I want to say savory, if that is an herb. And that there is catmint, which planted itself.
Catnip. Or catmint.
Catmint.
Oh, I've never heard of catmint.
It planted itself. It grows beautifully. I think I might transplant those elsewhere in my yard, but I can take my time. That plant is not going to suffer much if I move it. So now I'm going to be growing all my climbing plants right here, and those are coming. Hopefully this weekend. I already have the plants.
What plants?
Beans, squashes, cucumbers, winter squash, eggplants. Yeah, hopefully they'll all be able to go in this area right here, which is a large area.
Cool.
I got a little errant oregano there. I didn't plant it there because this is my path, so I definitely didn't plant it there. So it's growing beautifully. I'm going to pot that one up and probably give it away.
Okay.
Because I have more over here. It's all my oregano right here. Looking beautiful. So when it gets closer to flowering, before it flowers, which looks like it'll happen soon, I'm gonna clip it down. I'll clip it down 2/3, and I'll dry this. I'll use what I can while it's still fresh, but it will be dry, and it's amazing flavor. This is from where my parents were from in Italy. This seed, and it's really amazing. And over there, that little pink beautiful thing there, that's a strawberry.
How'd that get there?
I did plant it there, but I actually planted the whole row, and that's what's left, and it looks beautiful. I'm gonna have to put a net over it so that animals don't eat the berries when they come, and that's what when I planted it in the last couple of years, I haven't done anything for it. I just left it there. So it's looking good. I'm just gonna let it keep growing there like that.
Okay.
And these are my blackberries, which are starting. It's a mess.
A mess.
I haven't done anything to neaten this up this year. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it produce its blackberries, and maybe in the fall I'll clean it up and probably take out a lot of it because it spreads like crazy. Starts with a C. Clematis.
Did you plant it?
It was my mother's. It was here when my mother was here, and it actually was over there, which was it had planted itself over there. It was not where my mother would have put it, and I moved it here, and it was doing so poorly when I first moved it that I thought I felt so bad because it had been my mother's and she had passed away. But it's doing great. It looks like a mess also, and I'm obviously not doing much. I just gave it some string to attach itself to so it could climb. So I'm hoping it keeps climbing this summer, and I don't know. I'll probably have to feed it to get flowers. I don't know if it'll make flowers.
What about this?
And this is my garlic.
Oh, wow, look at all this
which I'm very
garlic.
proud of. I planted this last fall, and really, it's doing great. I'm waiting for the scapes because it should produce scapes in soon, probably June, I guess. I'll get the scapes, and then when I take them out, the garlic will begin to will force its bulbs to grow bigger, and sometime in July I'll be harvesting the garlic.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited about this. I got lots of garlic. And these are my chives. Lots of chives. These are doing great. They can be split up too, so I'll do that. And over here, you can't see anything, but I did plant some carrots. They do take a while to come up, so we'll see. We'll see how long it takes them. And see, carrots, three different types of carrots, I think. And I don't know what this purple thing is, so I'm waiting to find out. That's my garden today. Next week it should look different. And I've got other plants if you want to see them.